You shouldn't forget how powerful the word I am is. Things that happen after those two simple but powerful words can change our lives and become self-fulfilling predictions. Saying things like, I am strong, I am awesome, I am needed, or I'm loved, helps us believe in our own worth and skills. Positive, I am words will help you become more self-empowered as you listen to this audiobook. We will talk about 4 important lessons that have to do with skills, self-concept, making a difference, and relationships. By the end, you'll have more confidence and know how to use I am words to bring about the reality you want. We have a lot of power when we say I am, because it means we are deeply connected to the energy of the world and to life itself. This is the place where everything started and is the basis for everything else. By using the power of I am, we can tap into the vast pool of knowledge and potential that exists in everyone. We stop following plots that have already been written and take back control of our lives. This audiobook explores the secrets hidden in the word I am. Let's work together to change the way we talk to ourselves, set big goals, and make our lives full of freedom, joy, and meaning. First lesson: when you say I am, you are God. I am is a very powerful word. While saying I am here, it seems like a simple statement of presence at first glance. But when we dig deeper, we find a deep truth. Saying I am is the same thing as recognizing your divine essence. It means you are in tune with God, or the whole of consciousness. This idea goes back a very long time, over 1,000 years. The Bible says that when Moses asked God what his name was, God replied, I am who I am. This means that the essence of God is pure existence, the basic knowledge of I am, from which all life comes. Later, Jesus said the same thing, I and the Father are one. The way you understand I am shows a deep link with the ultimate source. Common sense says that consciousness comes before material reality, which is what quantum physics says. You can use the power of consciousness, which is the basis of everything we see and experience, by saying I am. You are what the observer effect looks like in real life. Saying I am is the first thing that shapes your personal experience, because the things you say about yourself have a big effect on your world. Want to make your health better? Saying I am healing is a good way to start. Want to get rich? Say over and over, I am wealthy. Through the management of energy fields, I am words give you the power to change your future. This is how magicians of all ages were able to do amazing things. They used their own divine authority instead of outside forces. What am I? You are the core of divine existence, but you are living as a person right now. Your divine essence lives in a human body, but you stay in charge with the power of your true self. The only name or label that matters is I am. You can reach the unlimited power of your true self by accepting it and living it fully. You are the eternal presence that goes beyond time and opens up a world of potential beyond these 2 words. I am is a simple statement that proves one's presence. This state of being aware of life is what we mean when we say, I am. You know that your knowledge of yourself, no matter how big or small, is a mirror of global consciousness, the mind that runs everything in the universe. Look more closely at what you went through. When you say, I am, you're sharing your own unique point of view. But where does this point of view come from? The vast number of possibilities and chances in the world shape your viewpoint, which I believe comes from the basic realm of universal consciousness. The awareness you call I is basically a dynamic expression of cosmic energy that is temporarily taking on a physical form. Only its look is different, I think. Think about the wave that comes out of the water. It is still linked to the ocean, even though we name it and look at its shape. The ocean's endless core is deeply connected to the wave, which constantly sends out its unlimited energy. When we think of I, we feel both separation and unity at the same time. As the group consciousness looks at itself, we all reflect it. The source from which thought, self, and life itself come is this one field. Sages, mystics, and thinkers talk about achieving oneness, which means understanding how consciousness can briefly split from a unified whole that lasts forever and without end. As we go deeper into ourselves and peel back the layers that cover us, we find consciousness looking back at us. When you use I am words to recognize your presence, it's important to keep in mind that the universe is the result of a single consciousness. When we understand this unity, we can see the divine self that is inside everything, instead of just our limited selves. Lesson 2. I am strong. No matter what is going on around us, our inner power and resilience come from having a peaceful mind. Saying I am strong means that nothing or no one can upset my inner peace. Connecting with my inner self makes me feel calm, and that self stays the same no matter what parts I play, what I own, or how my body changes. The core of who I am stays firmly rooted in existence. I exist as aware energy, but right now I'm living as a person. No matter what happens in the world, the energy inside me, my true self, stays calm. I am able to stay steady during life's difficulties because I have found inner peace. Even though problems will always be there, they don't need to get in my way. Meditation, prayer, and being aware of the present moment are all ways to achieve stillness, which is what this temple is all about. Individuals are not permitted to enter that holy area without my permission under any conditions. I find comfort in being still and watching without being interrupted, like how a calm lake can hold many waves while still remaining quiet. When I need to, I act in a way that shows both strength and understanding. I don't need anyone's praise, though, to feel whole. I am impervious to failure and betrayal in any form. I know that my sense of self-worth comes from inside me. I'm sure of myself because I'm deeply rooted in the eternal truth of who I am. People can feel the soft, friendly energy that comes from me. They don't have to worry about being judged when they speak out. I don't feel nervous and tense when I'm in a relationship. Instead, I feel calm and accepting. I work hard to make places where being honest and close can grow. Feel the powerful effects of accepting inner peace. From that place, life finds meaning and purpose as it goes on. Feeling safe in the knowledge that I am always included in the essence of life gives me comfort. Being strong doesn't mean being physically strong or being able to control your feelings. In fact, a really strong kind of strength is one that welcomes weakness instead of avoiding it. When we look at traits like bravery, toughness, and smart duty, we can see what real power is. In fact, staying physically healthy is important for general happiness and a sense of power. But there were some people in history whose bodies were weak, but whose minds were strong. Franklin Roosevelt, Gandhi, and Stephen Hawking are all examples of people who had a lot of influence. True change comes from being very determined to do what you need to do. When the roots come up, even the strongest building falls apart. Real strength comes from having a close link with something inside you that can't be changed by outside forces. In the same way, feeling grief, sadness, heartache, or fear does not mean you are weak in any way. Trying to hide or dull our feelings drains our energy and only delays what is going to happen. On the other hand, being able to accept sadness with open arms when it happens shows that you are strong and resilient. When we cry, we let life's power touch us. Being open and vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. The soul sees it as an act of courage. Being strong means being able to change and adapt, not being rigid. The ability to change without breaking and to experience without running away. The trees can stand up to even the worst weather because they have deep roots that let their branches sway elegantly in the wind. They have an amazing ability to keep going. People with strong hearts can feel a lot of different feelings. They stay focused on themselves, deal with ups and downs in their emotions, and always find their way back to calmness. Being truly strong means answering to each situation with skill instead of reacting without thinking. It means being able to keep your cool when you're scared or have questions about yourself. Being strong means being able to love deeply, give fully, and help others with kindness, even when your heart is broken or someone betrays you. People who are smart and have a lot of connections don't let other people's mistakes or points of view affect them easily. They stick to the way they have picked. The third lesson is that I am great. Saying I am awesome is a sure way to show that you like yourself and are excited about life. Without feeling ashamed or comparing oneself to others, I am accepting and valuing my own worth and special skills. Accepting who you really are is the first step to becoming great. As a way to show how valuable we are, society often tells us to look for approval from outside sources, like things we own, comments from other people, or a long list of accomplishments. But real longevity and coolness come from the inside out. It means being comfortable with who you are, no matter what awards or honors you receive. Some things about being able to look at ourselves and enjoy the wonderful mix of our special traits, skills, habits, and abilities is beautiful. It lets you know that I don't have to say sorry for being myself and taking up room. I am free to shine with confidence from my real self and go through life with a sense of happiness and health. As your confidence grows, people and chances will come to you on their own. It's very appealing to be sure of yourself and at ease with your body. When you keep a good attitude instead of being too hard on yourself, you make a setting that people want to be in. Saying I am awesome is a way to show off your unique qualities and be yourself. When you welcome the chance to learn from your mistakes, you give yourself room to grow. You should not be too hard on yourself. Instead, you should add excitement and fun to everything you do in your own unique way. You are truly fascinating in the way that you are awesome. To accept this, you need to change your way of thinking from one of lack to one of wealth. It has to do with understanding the skills that are already inside you. In this case, it means seeing them with wonder and interest, like a child. To embrace the trip, you have to keep going, even when things get hard. You believe that meaning will unfold, and you keep giving your gifts without caring about how they turn out. The power to follow my inner light is something I am sure of. As we all go through this human journey, I try to develop kindness for myself and others. When I do something, I do it honestly and bravely, knowing that my efforts are important just because they are mine. There is a deep and real greatness inside each of us that lies beneath our fears and delusions. No matter where I go, I always stand by this truth. Being awesome is possible for everyone. It's not something that only a few people can understand. The fact that we have so many amazing gifts, skills, and chances to succeed in this time period is proof of how awesome things are. When I look at the world with an attitude of strength, I realize that there are many ways I can make a difference right now. I am willing to give my time and skills to help people in my neighborhood who need them. I am able to use the things I have to help causes that make the world a better place. There are many kinds of art, stories, songs, and media that I can make that can heal and inspire people. Activism, protest, and lobbying are things I can do to make a change when I think it's important to fight unfairness. Teaching and coaching are two ways I can help and guide the next generation. I am ready to use my skills to make my town better. Going for local office is a great way to change the rules that are made. I am able to make tools that solve problems and move society forward. I can easily be fully present with someone when they are sad or lonely. With my care and attention, I can make a big difference. My problems can be turned into a worthwhile story, and I can use them to make art that helps other people feel better. As a person who can forget, I can bring people together and show healing when there is disagreement. I'm willing to become responsible for protecting the world's environments. I am always looking for ways to improve my neighborhood and have a long-term effect. Realizing that I have the power to make the world a better place is truly amazing. From where I am now, I can move forward by taking clear, regular steps that are motivated by a sense of urgency. There are small changes that everyone can make that could have a big effect on the whole world. The simple beauty of being awake and living in this complex world is something I find great joy in. I only need to pay attention to the growing needs around me and use my skills and interests to help others. We reach our full potential when we go through life with a sense of freedom and choose to make a difference in any way possible. The fourth lesson is that I am needed. A strong way to show that you have a reason is to say, I am needed. The world would be missing something if I didn't use all of my gifts, and I am aware of how crucial my part is in life's big story. This sentence stresses the person's power to improve our collective well-being by answering the call. To be wanted, you don't need to be famous or well-known around the world. It's important and humble to use your natural skills to help the people around you. We are very important to society because we help people be kind and understand each other in our groups and relationships. We can make a difference when we work to make the lives of our friends, family, co-workers, and peers better. I am needed means taking responsibility as a global citizen and acting with care and knowledge in your own community. It means using your unique viewpoint to solve common problems, protect vulnerable groups, and raise future generations to uphold human rights. Being needed also means using our political rights to move our communities toward fairness and equality through action, imagination, and moral courage. Realizing that there are ways to live that aren't violent, cynical, or exploitative is the first step to understanding how important we are. It focuses on finding answers that help people heal instead of hurting them. Realizing that every small act of love makes a big difference in the world we live in. Sometimes a smile, an ear to listen, or a small act of kindness can turn someone's mood from hopeless to hopeful. To say I am needed is to remember ourselves of the basic human goal to care for each other and our world with kindness. Regardless of whether we see results, it inspires us to keep working hard and devoting ourselves to the good change we want to make. There is an old song of hope that we can all join in with when we show understanding. I feel a sense of unity that goes beyond all differences when I'm in that energy. A strong link based on shared goals. Love works both ways, and it's in those interactions that we realize how valuable our lives really are. Every person's life has a cycle and a yearly routine, both inside and outside of them. At times, it may look like we don't have anything to give and don't know what to do. But this feeling of not being important is often caused by our limited view. But when it comes to the global clock, our time has to be just right. In the same way, when we explore desert areas, our inner voice is quiet and our goals have faded. This works right now too. We enjoy the moonlight and gather resources in silence so that we can show them off at the right time. It is said that the soul's ability is higher at night. We start to feel better in our dreams after a bad day. Even when things look hopeless, roots find power in the ground. Then, like a seed waiting to grow, something inside us stirs, giving us the power to get through the dark and toward the light. It's clear, don't give up hope. Every life has worth and a reason for being. The time between moves is a quiet gathering that leads to the song. Trust the way things work in nature. As we go through life, let's be patient. find happiness in the midst of trouble as chances change and goals fade. Something shows up on the horizon when we believe in the power of just the right time. It takes time for our scars to heal and turn into knowledge. Having been through pain ourselves can help us help others get through theirs and move on to better days. As the earth moves around in a circle, so does everyone's life, with times of growth and times of retreat. We all want our lives to have energy and meaning, but meaning is often hidden until time slowly shows it to us. It will always be frustrating to try to get outside help to figure out internal time. To be good, we need to be patient and believe in our own ability for goodness. When you need to, choose peace, and when you need to, make a decision. If you understand this, it means that we are always needed and exactly where we should be on our intended path, even if we don't fully understand the bigger picture. The way we do things is designed to fit right into the stream. Stick with it, even if the story stops being interesting. You'll find the important part you play in the next scene right around the turn. In the end, seeds will break. 5. I am loved. Being loved in this way by everyone means being accepted by the very core of existence. It means being fed by the earth we come from and kept alive by the cosmic energy that goes through every heartbeat and breath. It means feeling safe enough in the vastness of the universe to fully express yourself. To do this, we have to come back to the present moment and wake up from the lies of stories and beliefs that make us feel detached or not good enough at our core. I honor the presence of grace that surrounds me in this body by saying, I am loved. This gives me comfort through my senses. I feel a gentle grace running through me, giving me clear vision and making it easier for me to feel both awe and vulnerability. It makes me feel like I'll always be loved when I connect with the love that makes the stars, our hearts, and our hopes. I feel loved because there is a beautiful intelligence that knits the quantum cloth together in a very complex way, making a pattern that shows itself in the dance of particles, fields, and flesh. According to what I see, it encompasses every part of life. This deep awareness lets us feel its true core, which lets us find and make meaning in every moment. Knowing that closeness is a part of every part of our lives helps us understand that the love we seek is not something we can achieve, but something that is part of who we are. When we come out of a dream, reality is there to greet us. Its never-ending flow feeds us, and we are a part of all the shapes it takes. If you live here, you will always be in the heart of the divine. The idea of I am loved means knowing that we are cared for and protected by a strong force that is always with us and helps us through every moment of our lives. When we accept this truth, we start to move toward unity. We let go of harmful beliefs and awaken as carriers of the sacred whole, expressing ourselves through our unique forms. People can find a place of peace, endless interest, and a sense of purpose that lasts for many lives here. We often get stuck in boring patterns when we try to get love by always making other people happy, hiding parts of who we are, or looking for weak ways to measure our worth. But the best way to feel love that lasts is to work on ourselves, accept and love our true selves, and then share love from a place of authenticity. We have to look at the ways we change ourselves to fit in order to do this. We think about the times when we squeeze parts of ourselves to fit into small standards. I find it interesting that we often base our sense of self-worth on things like looks, social status, and successes instead of what's inside us. We see how the fear of being judged stops people from fully expressing themselves. As we learn more about these patterns, we can let go of things that are no longer good for us. We accept that each of us is unique and expresses ourselves in unique, strange, and beautiful ways without looking for support from others. With the same kindness and care that you would give a loved child taking their first steps, we take care of ourselves. Being brave in small ways helps you feel better about your own self-worth. When we fully accept ourselves, we build a strong base that won't shift. It is our strong belief that we are whole and no one can change our minds. Their images have less of an effect on us because our inner light shines brightly. When we decide for ourselves what we're worth, instead of letting other people tell us, we make better relationships. We can change how we feel about the things we think are wrong with us by fully loving ourselves. These shadows within us are now seen as chances to grow as people. Instead of beating ourselves up over them, we can learn from them. With kindness, we care for our own wounds and let them heal. We show support for others by accepting that they are flawed and changing. Our relationships open up more, letting us be ourselves and count on each other, instead of worrying about making everyone happy. Setting limits is a useful skill that helps keep our inner light from being affected by negative things going on around us. We value your choice to stay away from people who don't want to grow as people. Fully loving myself means I can be a light for others to follow as they find and accept their own fullness. It was always a matter of finding our real selves and returning to the love that has always been inside of us, as far as I am aware. The sixth lesson is, I am enough. Saying I am enough means realizing that my worth and sense of being whole come from inside me, not from outside accomplishments or goals. I know that constantly questioning myself and looking for approval from other people are just things that keep me from focusing on the knowledge and understanding I already have. I don't need to look for love, I just need to find what's been there all along. Being enough means strongly accepting the core of who I am, recognizing its importance and steadiness, and finding comfort in it when I feel unsure. Feeling like I belong gives me comfort as I dig deep into my mind to find my ultimate self. I no longer feel the need to rush around trying to prove my worth through accomplishments. Find out how the peace of stillness can give you a deep sense of completeness. I am complete because the most basic parts of myself haven't changed since I came into the world. Enjoy the wonder of life. This classic seat lets your sense grow without the need for a lot of experience. The passing of time can't make my share of being bigger on its own. Being enough also makes me think of the simple beauty of life, the strange wonder that there is something instead of nothing. When you understand these words, you feel more clear and grateful, and any feelings of lack go away. Because of how amazing they are, all events are filled with enoughness. So, in order to recognize my sufficiency, I have to humble myself before the wealth that keeps me going all the time. I stop constantly trying to get better by doing things all the time and instead focus on how easy life is. It amazes me that there is so much wealth here, and the bird and the stone feel the same way. I am enough because reality always invites me to participate just the way I am. Without the need to meet any standard, I find satisfaction in the simple joy of life. I understand that I have always benefited from the variety and wealth of life, loving its natural core and accepting that I am one of a kind in the vast world of existence. I no longer need short-term accomplishments or other people's support to make me feel good about myself when I know what I'm worth. When it comes to finding work and relationships that make me happy and let me be myself, I have full faith in my instincts. To be enough, you have to break free from societies and roles that are based on fear. I have the power to go against the grain and make my own way while staying true to my values. People's raised eyes don't bother me as much when I'm sure that my gifts are special. Even if the paths I choose don't work out, or my dreams don't come true during my lifetime, being myself may still inspire others to make a big difference in the world and in the lives of others. I need to be the change I want to see in the world. As long as we see ourselves as different people fighting for limited resources, love or safety, structures like greed, abuse and control will always be around. Unity awareness, on the other hand, comes into being when you accept that you have enough. I am ready to make systems that put kindness ahead of fear or control. When I see through the illusion of lack or division, I am free to act with bravery and intelligence, focused on results instead of force. Because I believe we are all linked, every small action led by thoughtful, interconnected principles brings us closer to real change. When we understand and accept that we are enough, we can break free from social norms and speak our minds without holding back. When people who are inspired by the same things get together, amazing energy is created on Earth. If you have the attitude of radical enough, your dreams will come true. 7th lesson, I am better. We often have skewed views of life because of the stories, names, and assumptions we put on it. Some of these are like bugs that change the way we see things and make us see threats to our safety that don't exist. Finding and getting rid of bad habits is part of healing, as is building a strong defense for a healthy mind. One important part of this healing process is learning to tell the difference between awareness that doesn't change and the brief drama it shows. We help people understand that awareness is a constant environment in which feelings, thoughts, and sensations come and go like the weather. Meditation can help us calm down and see things more clearly, which can help us learn important things about our thoughts and stories. People don't see their thoughts as truth or a part of who they are. They see them as just ideas, like bubbles on a calm lake. It is possible to find a useful neutral place between input and reaction by separating our awareness from its short-term effects. When our feelings are strong, we can use watch awareness to keep from acting without thinking. We trust our instincts to lead us as we think about things before making choices. We act as a caring guardian for parts of ourselves that haven't been given enough care and need it. Saying, I am healed, means regularly connecting with the source of inner peace, knowledge, and strength that we can reach whenever we stop and be present. It's about realizing that we are more than just feelings, and that we are unique people who can get strong and clear when things get tough. Instead of fighting the fact that things change over time, we can heal by going with the normal ups and downs of life. The practice of returning to a state of stillness helps us heal. By doing this, we can really understand our unbreakable core in the present moment, where we already feel whole. It makes me feel better to know that the sun always comes up again, no matter what pains and horrors have happened in the past or what storms may happen. Over and over again, the cracks and bruises I've gotten on my journey have turned out to be sweet surprises. They've helped me see the holy light through the clouds of my feelings. When I'm feeling tired, I make it a priority to make time for rest and recovery. I decorate my temple with praise and oils, and I make sure it gets a lot of rest so that important processes can start again. When my thoughts get jumbled, I work hard to get them straightened out with kindness and care. I treat myself like a helpful friend, and even my broken heart feels better when I raise my hands to the sky and take in the soft light of the stars. Each perfect moment makes me feel like a child again. Existence always gives what it has to people who need it. If the cup runs out, it's because I've taken my eyes off the source of food that is always there. When I live at the heart of competing forces, nothing stays the same. Whether I'm sick or healthy, winning or losing, betrayed or successful. In this place, I am able to stay grounded in the calmness at its heart, while navigating the ever-changing parts of life. There are always cycles in life, with things growing and shrinking back and forth. As the points spin, they show a feeling of nothingness, but from the still center comes a constant rebirth. I only lack the ability to see past one small part and see the bigger picture that shows who I really am, but that's because I only live in the present and don't let anything else affect me. It doesn't matter what happens. I am always whole. I enjoy looking through old picture books in the guest bedroom and taking my time to enjoy each moment. I clean the front room because I never know when surprise guests will show up on a nice evening. The lovely view that greets me every morning in my room upstairs gives me comfort and happiness. Lesson 8. I look good and am pretty. Beauty is not defined by how well your traits match up or by social ideals of what is beautiful. I think that real beauty comes from inside us, shining on our lives and making us truly and beautifully human. Declaring that I am pretty or lovely lets me fully accept that I am human. I love and accept all the different parts of my personality that make me special, even the different and evil parts. As I start this path to becoming whole, I don't leave anything behind. I love how beautiful it is to let myself feel sad and accept how sensitive I am. My life events, both good and bad, have changed me and given me important lessons that have taken me on fun trips. It makes me happy to see how my personality grows and changes, because each layer shows more of who I am. When my eyes shine with love and my imagination takes over a simple rented room, I feel beautiful. By speaking my mind openly and with energy and fighting for issues that matter to me, I bring beauty into the world. As I sow seeds of hope and conquer fears with ferocious love, I am radiant with beauty. I protect myself from uniformity with a strong sense of kindness. I really like all the different kinds of beauty in the world, and I think they should be treasured and kept safe. Beautiful things happen to me when I accept my body and enjoy the many adventures it gives me. The reality of things surrounds me in this body. I take extra care to fill my pot, which lets it give off more light. As I go through life with my image, I give her a warm smile. I think it's beautiful to learn new things and look into the secrets of life. I'm always asking questions, learning new things, and being amazed by the amazing things around me. Even in the darkest of times, I am able to find light, and I keep my inner fire burning for any spark of hope, however small. I am beautiful, valuable, and real just because I am living and can strive for meaning and experience as a person. I am naturally beautiful, and no one can make that beauty better or worse. There is a deep beauty that wants to be fully shown. Beautiful things like this don't have to be won or given. They just come from deep inside me, from my true self, who isn't limited by stories or labels. I allow the beauty that lives inside me to shine through in every part of my being and everything I do. A lot of the time, we change how we look to meet social standards of beauty, which can take away from our natural glow. Instead of accepting the beauty that shines through each person's unique story, we often try to fit into a perfect picture. As we work to repair the beauty that is within reach, we try to hide anything that might be seen as ugly. I feel like I can accept myself more when I fully accept both the dark and light sides of myself. I ask for permission to live in my body easily and show who I am. I love the unique things that make me beautiful, those cute little things that run through my personality like fine stitching. I see beauty not as something to strive for, but as the real reflection of who I am. It gives me ideas when I see and value all of the parts of myself. I do artistic things because I really want things to be beautiful. I bring out emotions that have been buried and dreams that have been put on hold. It's great when I can trust my gut and find the right road that fits my true self. I stopped trying to change my looks to fit what everyone else wanted and what was popular at the time. A large amount of electricity is higher than the limit, and an inner force drives me to question the status quo and destroy structures that keep people from reaching their full potential. I turn hurts into wise songs and problems into art that starts new life. When I love myself, I help the world get beauty back from fear. With every brave step toward freedom, individuality, and unity, the world's fleeting beauty comes to the surface in a variety of forms through awakened and lively people. That's it for Lesson 9. I am plenty. When you say, I am abundant, you're acknowledging that real wealth comes from inside you, not from temporary things you own. Our basic nature is full of spiritual gifts and abilities that are greater than any worldly victory. Wealth grows when we connect with the endless source of creativity, knowledge, and purpose that lives inside each of us. When we think that our worth depends on our social status or money, we narrow the possibilities that life has to offer. We often don't see the huge amount of potential we have that can be sold for real money. When we realize how lucky we are, on the other hand, our drive goes through the roof, and we are moved to act. To say, I am abundant, you must first recognize the things you already have. Some of these are the imagination's power to make new worlds, the life force that gives us breath, the hand's power to make dreams come true, the heart's power to give strangers a reason to connect, and the sudden inspiration that can change our lives completely. Being thankful for the chance to be living easily leads to more wealth in the world. People like you are very lucky, even if they don't have much money, because we can see, learn, love, and leave a lasting effect. This base of inner spiritual wealth is not affected by outside forces, making it our real, most valuable asset. When I say I am abundant, I am aware of the complex web of blessings that supports me all the time. Nature's elements working together in harmony to keep me alive, the music of minerals and bugs that give my cells life. I'm proud to say that I hold a place of honor in this infinitely rich world. I am thankful for the chance to see the world's beauty, with its bright colors and the dawning of awareness in the middle of the night. These words are easy for the mind to understand, and they mean a lot. What I am is a simple dancer in the dance of truth. There is no such thing as great excess. Real wealth goes beyond material things and money. Intangible and infinite parts of life are where I find it. Not the things we own, but how creative, caring, purposeful, and full of promise we are what really make us valuable. When we think that wealth means having a lot of things and being well known, we limit the things that are possible for us. Many times we get stuck in the never-ending chase of material things that we think will fill our nothingness. We don't notice the wealth inside the inner border, even though we have a lot of things and accomplishments. But as we learn more about ourselves, we find riches that we hadn't known were there. The endless possibilities of our imaginations, our power to make things, heal, connect, and bridge gaps, and the beauty of being honest and using our breath to love. It's like making normal links into something amazing. When we realize how valuable this moment is in the grand scheme of things, abundance comes easily into our lives. Watching loved ones connect as they talk to each other through the complicated language of atoms is an amazing experience that gives life's random journey more depth and beauty. Embracing the wealth that lies within enables a more streamlined statement of purpose. We can fully commit to our purpose as long as we believe that the world will lead us and take inspired steps forward without thinking about how to get the resources we need. We give ourselves strength by having imagination, kindness, and a sense of mission. By sharing our artistic skills with each other, we can create an attitude of wealth where everyone can do well while also taking care of the earth and all living things. Living with few ties will help you find true happiness. Even the simplest things can bring plenty when we let go of the idea that there isn't enough. We all have the natural power to find the riches inside ourselves without any outside pressures or duties. The feast is always there, just waiting for us to find it when we wake up and see it was there the whole time. I am is the key phrase in Lesson 10. When it comes to creativity, I am is the most powerful word we can use. When these two small words are put together, they can completely change the world. The energy inside and around us can change our possibilities if we use the power of I Am in the right way. We fully take charge of our own lives by embracing our natural power as aware producers. Everything in the world comes from a huge realm of infinite options. They show up based on what we focus on. When our feelings and thoughts come together, they make new realities that match what we want and believe. Think about how a greater intelligence changes each of our individual events to make up the story we call my life. The way we talk and think about ourselves affects how our minds process information. Being able to say I am gives us the power to guide the cosmic flow that flows through us. Start learning this skill by focusing on what you want right now. If you want to feel less stressed, say, I am relaxed, over and over. Saying, I am healthy, even when you don't feel well, can help move and balance forces. Putting up signs in your office that say, I am abundant, will help you stay upbeat when the bills start to come in. Where I am adored protects me from doubting myself. Do something in the present to make your future happen now. By fully accepting the feeling of wanted states within ourselves through I am, we can see proof from the outside world that it's real. There are structures outside of our senses that hold all the things we hope for. I am bridges the gap. It's important not to depend on outside forces to solve our problems or make us happy. When we look to governments, bosses, love partners, or even God for help, we often end up stuck in a victim mentality while we wait for a final sentence. It's more important to see the power inside ourselves than to look for answers outside of ourselves or depend on a magic wand. Asking for help can make you feel even more helpless and like you can't handle things on your own. It acknowledges that some very special people have the power to change the way things are in my life. Instead of using solid sacks to protect my land during storms or other bad luck, I depend on the chance of getting help from anyone walking by. No matter how other people respond, though, our inner nature is always ready to be awoken. To understand what freedom means, you have to realize that each person has the power to control their own life through their choices and level of knowledge. Mantras have the power to change things. Strong faith in one's own power can release the soul's cries, which can change the course of events. So promise yourself that you will never beg again when things go wrong or when your dreams are dashed too soon. Mind your own business and use that power to change the world around you. Saying I am and naming the problem you want to solve will help you claim your power. It could be getting your health back or being financially free. Make ideas that you can see and believe in them. Focus on what you want by living in the present and using mantras that begin with I am to make your dreams come true. Use the strength of strong wants to bring about change and get past barriers. Ask a clear question and then assume victory with full faith. This will bring together your purpose, your attention, and your submission. You are completely independent and powerful because the divine spirit lives inside you. May the commands of I am be made public as a royal order, guaranteeing complete compliance. Clear up your thoughts and watch the amazing things that happen when you talk with confidence and conviction. Reality always lines up with what the soul wants, which it says through strong signs like I am. On Lesson 11 it says, I am the creator. I can make my own future by believing in myself, making choices, and acting. I may not be able to change everything that happens to me, but I can change how I see and understand problems. My experience comes from both conscious and unconscious thought processes. Today's physics shows that the world we think of as solid is actually made up of linked energy and information that can be changed by our thoughts. Our thoughts are amazing because they can turn ideas into the world we live in right now. The things that happen to us are greatly affected by where we focus our attention and how we see the world around us. Everything that happens in my life is controlled by the ideas, words, and behaviors I choose to focus on. Instead of following a set path, the future's endless possibilities give people who want to go beyond the limits of the standard plans that control many people's lives both freedom and duty. Even though my youth and past events have shaped who I am today, I don't have to let them hold me back. Instead, I can use their effects to propel myself forward. When paired with kindness, intense pain can occasionally produce unexpected power and tenacity. Through taking charge of my story and changing the next part, I am able to make my own future. The mind is also in charge of the fates of all living things. As people become more aware of violence and unfairness in society, there is a greater chance that more caring systems will be created. Fear, greed, and hate have shaped our awareness, which is the cause of the problems in the world. Everyone who accepts love, on the other hand, will go through a change that will affect their future. So I carefully shape my inner world with purpose to bring about what I want. From within, I use the power of purpose to bring about the traits and coincidences I want. I take back the power I've been wasting and change the future with awareness, action, and focus. From now on, write down the things in your life that are bothering you and that you've been thinking about. Behind every complaint are often good goals and hopes for better conditions. Get the pure gold out of these heads. You might want deeper ties and more fun in your relationships. You may really want to get away from boring jobs and work on creative projects that make you feel alive. Make a list of the areas of your life where you want to make progress, no matter how hard or different they may seem from where you are now. This gives you a clear outline of how to use focused I am words to bring your goals into reality. If your funds are making you worried, it's important to be clear about how much money I want to make or save each month. Imagine having good relationships, seeing things getting better, and enjoying the happiness of reaching your goals. Spend some time every day thinking about what you want to happen and picturing it with strong feelings. Affirmations like I am can help you bring these things into your life. Say them with confidence and passion, filling the words with energy and passion. Accept these positive words as true, letting them fill your nerve system with their obvious truth. By calling on it over and over, the inner and outer worlds fall apart to show what you say you experienced. A trained watcher of the mind keeps an eye on this process without getting tied to when or how things happen. It stays committed to its mission and nurtures plans until they come true. Make sure that what you do matches up with what you say about who you are. Take comfort in the first signs of development. Accept thanks and hope as your awareness connects with the real world. All that needs to be done is to carefully care for these seeds every day by saying positive I am words. Short spurts of energy are less important than consistency. Allow them to become new brain structures until they are confirmed by outside sources. This year, accept your abilities and take charge of your life. Make it clear what you want to happen, and then watch amazing things happen. The last lesson is about the magic of I am. We've finished the trip we started with the magic of I am, learning about the huge creative potential that lies in those two small words. By telling ourselves good things like I am loved, I am healed, or I am abundant, we can see how we see ourselves affects how things really are. This happens because our ideas and life events are always affecting each other. We can change our lives by switching our focus from limited thoughts to facts that give us strength. We go from unknowingly making things based on our views to making each moment on purpose. No matter what, I am can help you change the way you tell your story, learn new skills, find helpful chances, and follow long-held dreams. That being said, Mastering I am requires regular practice and being aware of oneself all the time. We need to be aware of programs that play back old messages, which can make us feel like we don't have enough or are victims. We carefully take care of the garden in our minds and hearts by planting the things we want to grow in our words, actions, and thoughts. A lot of work goes into telling the difference between the truth of eternal core and temporary identities. We become more aware of our ability to pause before acting on impulse when difficult situations appear. This helps us remember that we are creative and whole by nature. We believe in our goal, stay in the present, and keep moving forward with unshakable faith. We can now use these tools to write new stories. The only things that can stop us are our imaginations and our commitment to our work. It's truly amazing what good things can come from carefully caring for something. Being able to control ourselves gives every choice we make more power to help us get through tough times and problems. This can lead to amazing times of growth and change. If you ever have questions or need encouragement, I think you should listen to this again. Connect with the power of I am again and again until you're sure. There should be more people who can connect with a culture that is in line with the truth. May this journey bring good things to all living things. I recognize and value the light that lives inside you.